Hello students and welcome to my YouTube channel. I hope you have already seen the labor cost theory part. Now we are going to do the practical illustration related with the labor cost. After the illustration, we will solve or attempt the quiz. So please do like and subscribe my channel. Thank you.
Ahead with efficiency rating procedure. What does it mean efficiency stand for? Efficiency is usually related with the performance of an individual worker and may be computed by comparing the time taken with the standard time allotted to perform the given job or task. If the time taken by a worker on a job equal or is less than the standard time, then he is rated efficient. In case if he takes more time than the standard time, then he is rated as inefficient. It may be computed as, so it can be, efficiency can be computed with the help of this formula: time allowed as per standard upon time taken into 100. So time allowed as per standard upon time taken. So this is how we can calculate the efficiency. Now, the next part is procedure. For efficiency rating of employees, the following procedure may be followed. The first step is to determine the standard time taken by a worker for performing a particular job or task by using time and motion study or work study techniques. For computing efficiency rating, it is necessary to develop a procedure for recording the output of each worker along with the time taken by him. The efficiency rating of each worker can be computed by using the above mentioned formula. That is, efficiency in percentage is equal to time allowed as per standard upon time taken into 100. So, we need to understand this concept. Thereafter, the concept of labor productivity. Productivity is generally determined by the input-output ratio. In the case of labor, it is calculated as below: actual output upon actual production hours. So labor productivity is actual output upon actual productive hours. This is the method how we are calculating the productivity. Now there is an example. Suppose there are given standard 3 hours and 100 units per hour. So as per this, if given 3 hours to work and the standard unit per hour is 100, that means in 3 hours we should make at least 300 units. Okay, let's see what happened with this 3. A, B, and C. They work for 1.5 hours. Other is 3 hours and other is 3.5 hours. Out of working for 1.5 hours, this is how we calculating the efficiency. Where A produced 120 units in 1.5 hours, B produced 100 units in 3 hours, and C produced 80 units in 3.5 hours. What does it show? That A is more efficient, B is efficient, that is doing his work at given time 100%, and C is not up to the mark. He is working at 85.72% efficiency level. So his efficiency level is very low. So we can state that as per their record, A is 120%, B is 100% efficient, and C is 80% efficient as per the percentage form. So this is how we are calculating the efficiency, which needs to be understood for further calculations. Now, the next concept we need to understand, that is remuneration system. Basically, in labor cost, the remuneration system is taken place with two systems. One is time rate system and other is piece rate system. time where wages can be calculated with labor hours multiplied by labor hour rate. Per hour का जो rate रहेगा multiplied with the number of hours worked. Or the different formula is for piece rate. Pieces means the units, number of units you are producing. So piece rate system is equal to wages is equal to pieces completed into piece rate. So number of pieces completed multiplied by piece rate. So this is how we are calculating the remuneration system. There are few incentive schemes like incentives is given to for efficient worker. As we studied the efficiency, someone is working at 100% efficiency, someone is at 120%, someone is at 80% efficiency. So those who are more efficient, they have to be rewarded with the additional amount of remuneration. So in case of incentive scheme, the first concept is differential time rate. So here the concept of different wage rate for different performance. Up to, if you have worked up to 75% efficiency, you will get normal labors. As we are taking example of rupees 100 as a normal rate, assume 100 rupees per hour. So if you worked up to 75%, you will get rupees 100 as a normal remuneration. From 76% to 80%, if you work efficiency is between 76% to 80%, rupees 110 per hour. So instead of rupees 100, you will get additional rupees 10. So 10% increment due to the increase in efficiency. Even you are not achieved 100%, but you worked for more than 75%. Then if you are your efficiency ranging between 81% to 90%, then the rate will be 120 rupees per hour. As again 91 to 100, 130 per hour, and 101% and to 120 is 140 rupees per hour. This is how the differential time rate is going on. Now there were few thinkers who plan some labor formulas like Merrick's. Merrick's differential piece rate work system was, he is trying to give the piece rate as piece rates application up to 83%. He used to play, he's saying that you should pay normal rate. Then above 83% and up to 100%, 10% of above normal rate, and above 100%, 20% of above normal rate. So here Merrick's is giving benefits to the workers as no deduction. But now the role of Taylor is coming here. Taylor's differential piece work system is quite different, as he is very strict that if you work below 100%, you will get 80% of normal rate. Means as you were getting 100 rupees, you will get only 80 because you worked below 100%. No one is reduced your normal rate till here, but Taylor is one who reduce it 80% of normal wages. You will not get 20% because of not working up to the mark, not working up to 100%. If you work for 100%, you will get 20% above normal rate. What does it shows? If someone is working above standard in Taylor's plan, he will earn more than 50% as compared to the who work for less than standard. So this is how the Taylor's differential piece work rate. Taylor is punishing for not doing up to the mark work. Then immersion system is, immersion plan is 2/3, or we can say 0.66667%. He will give you normal time rate, and from 66.67% to 100%, he used to provide bonus 0.01% to 20%, up to 20%. And above 100%, if any worker works efficient more than 100%, the basic wages plus 1% bonus for each 1% increase in efficiency. For example, suppose if someone is working for 105%, then he will get that extra 5% above this 20. So he will get 100 and again the 25% as a bonus. There is Gantt task bonus plan, where he says that production below standard, you will get guaranteed time rate. Production equal to standard, you will get 120% of time rate, and production above standard, you will get either 120% of piece rate or higher of the entire output, anything. So these were the incentives plan. Incentives is given for working hard. We want our employees should efficiently work, therefore that incentives used to be provided. This is a motivational factor. Another individual bonus plans are there. Two bonus plans are there. One is Halsey premium plan and Halsey Ware premium plan and Rover premium plan. 3. So we are understanding the concept of Halsey premium plan. Halsey premium plan stands for total earning is equal to time wages plus 50% of time save into time rate. So total earning is equal to H into R, hours into rate, plus 50% of S minus H into R. So hours worked, rate per hour, and standard. This is for abbreviation of H, R, and S. Halsey Ware premium plan is quite different with the same formula, with the change of percentage. This is 33.33% of time saved and time rate. And here the Halsey premium plan is at 50% of time saved. The formula is again same. And Rowan's premium plan, total earning is equal to total wages plus time saved into time taken upon time allowed into time rate. So H into R plus into bracket S minus H upon S into H into R. So bonus is calculated separately. We can, if you want. Bonus is time saved into time taken upon time allowed into time rate. So Rowan's premium plan. After that, Barth's variable sharing plan. Total earning is equal to R square root S into H. In square root, S means standard time multiplied by H, hours worked. And that should be multiplied with the rate per hours. So this is how the individual bonus plan can be calculated. So with the help of our formula, we'll try to implement it with the illustration. Illustration number 9. From the following details, calculate the earning of worker X and Y for a day under a straight piece rate system, B, Taylor's differential piece rate system. So the information is given that standard production is 10 units per hour. Thereafter, normal time rate is ₹5 per hour. Differential to be applied. 80% of piece rate below standard. If worker works below standard, 80% of piece rate. And 120% of piece rate above standard. Hours of the day 8. Output X 75 units. Output Y 100 units. Simple thing is that standard production of 10 units per hour. If you work for an hour, you should produce at least 10 units. So number of hours in a day were 8. So 8 into 10, 80 should be your standard production. What we are expected that your standard production should be 80 units per day. So if someone is producing more than that, then he will be efficient, and someone is producing less than that, he will be inefficient. First thing. Thereafter, normal time rate is ₹5 per hour, but sometimes we require a piece rate, that straight piece rate were asked. So for piece rate, we need to calculate, convert it that 1 hour is equal to 10 units and rate of 1 hour is 5. Then for 10 units, it will be ₹5. Hence, for 1 unit, hence for per unit, the rate will be 0.50 paisa. We need to understand this concept, piece rate. So standard production for a day should be 80 units, and the rate per unit, piece rate, we can say piece rate is ₹0.5. So 50 paisa in rupees. Now they ask you to calculate straight piece rate system. So number of pieces, X output is 75, Y's output is 100. We should multiply it with 0.5. So with the straight piece rate, we will get very simple calculation. Straight piece rate for X is 75 units into 0.5 will be 37.50 rupees. And earning of Y will be 100 units into 0.5 will be 50 rupees. So this is how we calculate the straight piece rate. Now, as per differential applied, this is Taylor's, because he is asking you to understand the concept of below standard and above standard. So those who worked below standard, they should get punishment, and those who worked above standard, they will get reward. So as per Taylor's differential plan, 80% of piece rate will be given to X because he worked below standard. As he worked below standard, he will not get normal rate. He will get 80% of normal rate, which is 0.50 ka 80% is 0.40, and X worked above standard, so he will get 120% of the normal standard. 0.50 ka 120% will be your 0.60 rupees. So earning of X will be 75 units into 0.40 will be 30, and earning of Y will be 100 units into 0.60. So this is how we are applying this formula for calculating the earnings of workers. Okay. So next